Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Vipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 4th of February. Anger soars over well collapse rescue operation in Pakistan. Students face heat after BNP extends blockade in Bangladesh. And tourist footfall surges after fresh snow in Himalayan regions. And now for all the details, anger is running high among residents of Pakistan. Now 5 children were killed after falling into a well in northwest Peshawar, highlighting on poor infrastructure and bad management of rescue operation.
Anger and grief continue to linger in the outskirts of provincial capital Peshawar a day after the ill-fated incident. The accident took place after a group of girls were drowned in an artesian well at a village seminary on Tuesday. According to locals, the well, which was out of service for years, had turned into a cesspit. It, however, collapsed under the weight of the children sitting on a concrete slab atop the well, injuring 3 others.
गटर के ऊपर जो है ये बच्चियां बैठी थी, तालीम हासिल कर रही थी, ये सबक मदरसा जो है जारी था और इसमें ये गटर जो है वो टूट गया है और गटर के अंदर जो है बच्चियां वो सारी जो हैं उसके अंदर गई हैं। इस दौरान जो है 3 बच्चियां जो है निकाली गई हैं।
While rescue teams rushed to the spot, locals however complained of sluggish response from the authorities who paid no heed to step up the operation. Some complained the water pumping machine and other rescue equipment reached the site too late. Wall collapses due to poor infrastructure and delayed rescue is common in Pakistan.
Bangladesh's Education Ministry was forced to reschedule SSC and equivalent examinations after the opposition alliance extended its shutdown for 2 more days. A report.
The future of the students in Bangladesh continues to remain in whammy in the light of the ongoing political turmoil. The Education Ministry had to defer the start of the crucial examinations after the Bangladesh Nationalist Party or BNP on Tuesday extended its countrywide 72-hour shutdown for another 36 hours. BNP's indefinite blockade has crippled all sectors of Bangladesh. As the 20-party opposition alliance refuses to call back its agitation, anger is palpable among the people against BNP's free hand and its outright violence. At least 7 people were killed and 15 others seriously injured when opposition activists trying to enforce a transport boycott hurled a petrol bomb on a bus in southeastern district of Comilla on Tuesday. Supporters of the ruling Awami League also took to the streets to protest the rise in attacks on buses, lorries and cars and disrupting of public property ever since the anti-government protests began last month. While hundreds of vehicles have been burned by miscreants, blockade-related violence has also killed at least 40 people for past few weeks. Despite BNP Supremo and former Prime Minister Khalida Zia denying to take responsibility for the fire bombings, she was on Monday sued for 42 murders during the blockade. Zia had called for an indefinite shutdown on January 5th after she was refused permission to hold an anti-government protest. The lingering political turmoil has also hit the economy hard, with an estimated loss of over $450 million, nearly 3% of the total predicted GDP output for fiscal year 2014-15.
US President Barack Obama has proposed to give civilian and military aid worth $1 billion to Pakistan for fighting terror. This would include a 6-fold increase in Washington's foreign military financing to Islamabad as compared to 2014.
The Obama administration has asked the US Congress to approve the economic and security assistance for Pakistan as part of its new budget proposal. The key elements of the expected American assistance include strengthening the Pakistani military for its fight against extremism, stability in Afghanistan, economic development, and improving ties with India. The increased foreign military financing to Islamabad is expected to jump from $42.2 million in 2014 to $265 million in 2016. The proposal came as the State Department asserted that Pakistan lies at the heart of Washington's counter-terrorism strategy, peace process in Afghanistan, nuclear non-proliferation efforts, and economic integration in South and Central Asia. Pakistan's massive crackdown on militant outfits, which began in its lawless tribal areas in June last year, has reportedly left more than 1,500 terrorists dead. The Nawaz Sharif government further intensified the offensive after the Taliban claimed responsibility for the Peshawar Army School massacre in December, one of the deadliest terror attacks in Pakistan that killed 142 people.
In yet another bid to develop cordial relations, India and Bangladesh are working to resolve their boundary issue and strengthen people-to-people contact along the border. Here's a report.
The delegations from India and Bangladesh held a joint border conference for better border management in northeastern Tripura. Officials of both the neighbors discussed a host of bilateral issues, including smuggling, trans-border crime, insurgent movement, narcotics and human trafficking. The two sides expressed satisfaction in resolving disputes at the grassroots level and also agreed to hold talks at regular intervals.
Most of the states, they share the border with the Bangladesh. So we have seen that over the periods there have been small issues in the border districts which require local level of interventions.
India and Bangladesh have been working together to reduce crimes and illegal activities along its border for some time now. The two countries had also recently agreed to swap land to resolve a lingering boundary issue. According to the agreement, India will receive over 17,000 acres from Bangladesh and will hand over 7,110 acres to the latter from Assam. India shares a 2,545-mile-long border with Bangladesh, which is spread over Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, Meghalaya and West Bengal. The deal will facilitate the exchange of 111 enclaves to India, while Bangladesh will receive 51.
Pakistan has put its mega Gadani power project on hold after a shift in priorities of the Chinese government. The flagship program was meant to end the lingering issue of load shedding in the country.
Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has approved the abandoning of 10 projects, including its flagship Gadani coal power park, valued at $14 billion. The Ministry of Power on Tuesday announced the decision of putting the 6,600 megawatt project on back burner due to a lack of interest from potential investors in China. Beijing has reportedly raised financial and technical objections, forcing Islamabad to place the entire project on low priority. The move is being considered a big blow to Pakistan's ambitious plan of attracting $45.6 billion Chinese investment in return for giving Beijing access to its Gwadar port in Balochistan, a part of the China-Pakistan economic corridor. The latest development comes as Pakistan continues to reel under acute power outage lasting for hours daily. A blackout last week left nearly 80% of the nation in darkness for nearly 3 days. The country is going through an acute power and fuel shortage for weeks now. Energy deficient Pakistan is heavily dependent on the US, China and India to light up its cities. Prime Minister Sharif, who campaigned in the 2013 general elections with the promise of solving the power crisis, has failed to make any progress so far.
Cold wave might be refusing to fade away, but people in northern Himalayan regions are not complaining. Take a look at what is giving thrill despite the winter chill.
A fresh spell of snowfall and an intensifying cold wave has engulfed northern India, yet again leaving it under a blanket of thick fog. But many in provincial capital Shimla are not complaining. Located in the lap of Himalayas, the city has become a picturesque white sight. The hotspot is seeing a surge in visitors taking off to the region with an urge to witness snow.
बहुत ही मज़ा आता है, उसका एक अलग ही है, लेकिन जब गिरने के बाद जब फिसलते हैं तो उसका भी एक अलग ही मज़ा होता है, बहुत स्लिपरी हो जाता है, एंजॉय तो बहुत है, बस थोड़ा सा प्रोटेक्शन के लिए, क्योंकि हम लोग आउटसाइडर है, उतना फेमिलियर नहीं होते इसके लिए, इस ट्रैक के लिए.
Despite the minimum temperature hovering at 1 degree Celsius, it couldn't deter the spirit of adventurers. Sports enthusiasts are busy undertaking snow trekking to bask in the beauty of the valley. A fresh snowfall has also brought cheers to the small business units in northern Jammu and Kashmir. The valley has seen an upswing in the demand of fur shoes due to prevailing extreme weather conditions. Traders were all smiles as the snowfall ended the dry spell in their business.
बिजनेस बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत चलता है यहाँ पर कश्मीर में. जो लेदर का शूज़ है बहुत कम चलता है इस मौसम में, सर्दी के मौसम में. अलबत्ता तकरीबन 6-7 महीने चलते हैं ये फर वाला, बस 3-4-5 महीने चला वो गर्म शूज़.
And it was not just in India that people were in for a treat. Neighbouring Pakistan is also seeing many taking off to the mountains in Murree, some 277 miles from eastern Lahore. A fresh bout of snowfall left many enthralled who have planned their family holidays around this time. Weather officials have said temperatures will continue to dip due to strong velocity icy winds in the Himalayan belt, forecasting more snowfall.
Amid weather chems and illuminated ambience, worshippers called for world peace and harmony in eastern India. Take a look.
Buddhist monks and revelers in eastern Bihar's holy town of Bodh Gaya offered special prayers and lit 10,000 candles for world peace. The event that emphasized on the importance of knowledge was a part of the recent 3-day festival that marked the 8th anniversary of the establishment of Jai Shri Mahabodhi Mahavira Temple. Candles and earthen lamps in front of the statue of Lord Buddha illuminated the temple. Monks from Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Thailand and Myanmar also converged to be a part of the mega occasion.
अभी विशेष दीप प्रज्वलन का कार्यक्रम किया है और यहाँ के सभी यात्री को शांति, सुख एवं पूरा स्वास्थ्य के लिए हम लोग प्रार्थना किए हैं.
The Mahabodhi temple complex in Bodh Gaya is a religious place where Lord Buddha is believed to have attained enlightenment. The UNESCO had declared the Mahabodhi temple as a World Heritage Site in 2002. The revered site had come under serial bomb blast in July 2013, claimed by militant outfit the Indian Mujahideen.
He might be 72, but he still remains the most desired Indian celebrity. Ahead of his big release this weekend, fans are busy giving their own touch of colours to this legendary actor.
He has lived through several characters on screen. In a career spanning more than 4 decades, Bollywood's iconic actor Amitabh Bachchan has enough legacy to inspire his audience. And several of his fans made a unique attempt to give life to this living legend through the strokes of their brushes. A recent painting competition in Western Vadodara brought together around 20 artists to paint Bachchan depicting an array of characters he has played so far. The event encouraged local talent while giving them a chance to paint the legend of Bollywood.
पेंटिंग एग्जीबिशन होना एक अपने आप में एक यूनिक इवेंट है और आइनॉक्स को गर्व है कि हम लोग ऐसा इवेंट कर रहे हैं. साथ में बड़ौदा के एंटरटेनमेंट के साथ में लोकल कलाकारों को प्रोत्साहित करने का भी हमें बहुत गर्व है.
Artists sketched portraits of Bachchan from his films like Anand, Kuli, Dawn, Sarkar and Bhootnath. For the participants, it was an enthralling experience to paint their favorite star.
हमेशा से मेरे प्रिय अभिनेता रहे हैं तो पर्सनली इसलिए मैं आई यहाँ पे और आई वांटेड टू पेंट हिम. मैं चाहती थी कि मैं उनके पोर्ट्रेट्स बनाऊँ तो मेरा पर्सनल एक रीज़न था यहाँ पे आने का.
The event was organized ahead of the release of Bachchan's upcoming film Shamitabh this Friday. The paintings would be judged by an expert panel and put on display later this week. Shamitabh is said to be an ode to Bachchan's deep baritone, with the Bollywood veteran playing a pivotal role. The film also stars Dhanush and debutante actor Akshara Hassan.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Anger soars over well collapse rescue operation in Pakistan. Students face heat after BNP extends blockade in Bangladesh. And tourist footfall surges after fresh snow in Himalayan regions. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.